One of these costs you six figures. I ran the numbers on extra income before retirement against waiting until 70 for Social Security and the strategy most financial advisors call smart quietly loses to an approach almost nobody talks about at the kitchen table. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, but I will give you the information my research came up with to educate you on this subject. Now, I went down a rabbit hole on this, on how extra income while you're still working stacks up against two of the most popular retirement optimization strategies out there. What I found surprised me. The conventional wisdom sounds logical on the surface. Delay Social Security, do Roth conversions early, come out ahead. But when you sit down with a calculator and run the actual numbers, the math tells a very different story for a lot of people. Let me walk you through what I found. Then I'll show you a third option almost nobody puts on the table, one that does not require you to gamble on how long you're going to live. Let's start with the big one, delaying Social Security to age 70. You've heard this advice 100 times. Wait as long as you can. Your benefits grows roughly 8% per year between 62 and 70. Sounds like a no-brainer. Well, here's the thing. There's a number that gets buried in all that advice, the break-even age. According to the Social Security Administration's own actuarial tables, if you delay from 62 to 70, you don't actually come out ahead until somewhere around age 80 to 82. Some analysts has put it at 83, depending on the specific benefit amount. Think about that. You're turning down 8 years of monthly checks, real money hitting your bank account on a bet that you'll live long enough to make it worth that wait. The average life expectancy for a 62-year-old man in the United States right now, it's about 82. For a woman, roughly 85. So for a huge portion of the population, you're basically breaking even or losing. Now, here's what really got me. If you claim at 62 and your benefits is $1,800 a month, that's $21,600 a year. Over the 8 years you spend waiting until 70, you've passed up over 172,000 in payments. Money you could have been using, money you could have been investing, money you could have been living on. Instead, you handed it back to the government on a promise that it'll pay off if you're still here at 83. Now, that's just the first strategy. Now, let's talk about Roth conversions, because this is the other darling of the financial planning world. The idea is simple. You take money from your traditional IRA, pay taxes on it now, move it into a Roth, and it grows tax-free forever. Sounds great on paper, but here's where it gets interesting. Financial planner Michael Kitts, one of the most respected voices in the industry, has pointed out that Roth conversions only clearly win when your future tax rate is meaningfully higher than your current one. For a lot of people approaching retirement, their income drops, their tax bracket drops. The conversion they rush to do in their late 50s and early 60s actually costs them more in taxes than they would have paid later. Meanwhile, that tax bill you paid to convert, gone. Not in your pocket, not generating income for you. It's sitting in the government's pocket while you wait years, sometimes decades, for the Roth to outperform what you would have had if you just left it alone. Now, both strategies share the same fundamental flaw. They ask you to give up money now for a payoff that might come later. And later is a word that comes with a giant asterisk when you're 55, 60, 65 years old. So, what's the third option? The one that doesn't show up in most retirement planning conversations: build an extra stream of income. Build an extra stream of income now while you're still working full time, while your paycheck still covers the bills, before you ever need to touch Social Security or move a dime between retirement accounts. I'm not talking about driving for Uber on weekends or selling things on eBay until midnight. I'm talking about income that shows up month after month, whether you worked that particular Tuesday or not. Here's why this changes the math completely. Even a few $100s a month in additional income started 2 or 3 years before you retire compounds in a way neither of those other strategies can touch. Not because the percentage is higher, because the money is in your hands right now. You can use it to pay down debt before retirement. You can stack it into savings. You can let it cover the gap if you decide to claim Social Security early instead of gambling on living past 82. Unlike a Roth conversion or a delayed benefit check, this kind of income doesn't require you to predict the future. It doesn't lock your money away. It doesn't depend on tax law staying the same for the next 20 years. It just pays you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds great, but I work full time. I don't have the energy to learn some complicated online business. I'm not a tech person, and I definitely don't want to be selling stuff to my friends and family. I hear you. That's the reason most people never even look into this. They assume extra income means trading one exhausting job for another exhausting job. But it doesn't have to. Not if someone else already built the system and you're just plugging into it. That changes the equation completely. The question isn't, can I do this? It's, why wouldn't I at least look? And look, I'm not saying delay strategies are always wrong. If you've got a strong pension, guaranteed longevity in your family, and a low current tax rate, the traditional advice might work fine. But for the majority of people I see in retirement forums, on Reddit, in comment sections everywhere, the real anxiety isn't about optimizing a tax bracket. It's about cash flow, knowing the money will be there next month, and the month after that, and the month after that. A separate income stream solves that problem in a way no government formula ever will. It puts you in control, not at 70, not at 82, now. By the way, if what I just walked you through resonates with you, check out the turnkey residual income system at pipelinefreedom.com/best residual. It pays 80% commissions from day one, and there's a done for you sales system that handles the selling, so you're not building anything from scratch while you're still clocking in at your day job. So click the link in the description below. I hope you got a lot of value from this video. If you did, hit like and subscribe so you can get notified when I drop the next one. I'll see you on the next video.